Get downloading the One Football app. It is free. The link is in the description for that. All the latest news, your transfers, your gossip, stats with Newcastle United. Every football fan needs it.
To be honest, I'm pissed off more than anything else, because someone along the line is lying. Whether it's some sheikh chuffer, whether it's some people of the press, the local press, whether it's Sky, whether it's this lawyer, somebody is lying, because there's just contradiction. The stuff that contradicts each other all the time. The stories. One story says we're going to jump left, one says we're going to jump right, and I think they're mugging the fan base off. So somebody needs to be pulled up for this.
I think everyone's just in a mask, and everyone's just a bit confused really, because it's like Binzai group is saying everything, Mike Ashley's camp saying nothing. I think that this club does need to make a statement rather than just no comment each time. Although no comment could be positive, it's not giving us enough insight into what's going on. I think that it's got more material than it's ever had before.
I think a lot of us are really rooting for it to happen, to see an Abu Dhabi sheikh. I think everyone's kind of maybe imagining a Man City style takeover. Whether it happens or not is a different question entirely. It's very odd for takeovers to happen this way. There's more substance by the fact that we actually heard from the group that are trying to take over the football club. I sincerely hope it happens, like pretty much every single Newcastle fan, but only time will tell. There's more, we've got to sort out Rafa's contract first, and then hopefully after that we'll see what happens. But yeah, exciting times. Just fingers crossed, innit?
I'm not as optimistic as other fans. What I would personally like is if Newcastle can make a statement and say, look, what's going on? What is the crack basically? Are we getting taken over or not? Has a bid been accepted? Are we talking to the Premier League? This, that, and the other. But I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
I'll be completely honest, I've kept away from it a little bit just because there is so much news coming out day by day. The story changes day by day. I can't lie here and say that I've not been getting excited, because I know everyone has been, but at the same time I'm really trying to take a step back, because we've had our fingers burnt by this fire a few times now. If billionaire sheikh wanted to buy Newcastle, do it up and buy some players and keep Rafa on, then we'd all be cheering for a few years to come. But some of it just seems a little unsavoury, or we don't quite think we'll do it in time to renew Rafa's contract. And you're like, is it all just? I'm crossing my fingers, but I've not got my hopes up just yet.
Like, if we get, everyone's saying Newcastle is going to be the new Man City, you know what I mean? Like, when you look at it that way, but the difference is we have fan love. Man City, a lot of them aren't as passionate as Geordie fans. So if this takeover happens, it's going to be nuts, you know what I mean? Like, we're all going out. I don't even drink and I'm out, you know what I mean? So it's going to be bottles everywhere. I'll just be buying drink just to support the club, you know what I mean? And then hopefully we can start getting, the building, the stadium fixed up and everything. We need a manager who's going to invest money into the club. And Mike Ashley, he's done his thing here. We didn't like him, so he has to move on. But like I said, last time we heard of a takeover, it never happened. So we'd never know until it's actually happened. So it's now just a waiting game now. We're literally in the end game.
Well, anybody who's seen the videos over the week on YouTube, I was very optimistic in the beginning, and then as the week started to develop, I was starting to get a little bit more irate, because they were all coming third party, who were nothing official from the club. It just stunk of someone getting out the River Tyne. It stunk of fish. It was very fishy about it, but I'm pleased it's gone quiet. It's quieting down a little bit. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it does happen. But look, the biggest thing is Rafa Benitez. We all know that. He's got to get signed as well.
Like what Rafa Benitez said 3 years ago, the heart says yes, the head says otherwise, and the heart and the head have to work together. We're desperate. We all are. We are all desperate for this takeover to come through. We never asked for an Arab billionaire. We just wanted someone with ambition. And if we become top dogs like Man City, then that would be beyond our wildest dreams. And is it going to go through? I'm extremely hopeful on the basis that the talk with Staveley and Kenyon, it never reached this far. So that's my biggest hope, and let's hope it'll go through.
I expected it to calm down, because the recent statements saying all the things with the
the Premier League, the process, 11 days, 14 days, do you know what I mean? So I expected that to happen, and I expected to keep quiet all next week, and then it'll start booming again, I think.
I think it's all part of being a Newcastle fan. Yeah, we've seen the Staveley bid, we've seen the Kenyan bid, even if we go back as far as the Barrymore bid when we first went down. Until there's proof, until there's evidence, until we're seeing things, until there's statements from both sides, I'm just going to say it's probably a game, yeah, where maybe one group's trying to pick it up. Yeah, we've had the fake shake before. Yeah, is it going to be a second one? I think the main focus needs to be getting Rafa signed and focusing on the takeover or not. We need the squad ready and we need Rafa ready.
The man who I direct a lot of my anger and frustration towards is Lee Charnley and Mike Ashley. Them do it together because they could come out and make some sort of statement and they would put it to bed totally, even if it was just words, along the line of, there is something, we can't comment because of the disclosure and that side of it, but the fans need to not be mugged off, and it feels like we're the ones who are, being put through the ringer. We don't know whether we've got Rafa Benitez and an unlimited transfer budget, or Alan Kirbishley and £2.50 to rub together, and will we be fighting towards a European place, or will we be scrapping for our Premier League lives? We just don't know that, and the fixtures come out in a few weeks, and it only would happen at Newcastle United that this level of circus will be allowed to continue on.
I think that it could possibly happen compared to the other ones with Staveley and Kenyan, but I'd like to see it happen, especially because he's an Arab sheikh, and we all know they've got a lot of money. I know there's been talk about whether it won't be as big as Man City, it'll be more Sheffield United level. I still think that possibly it could be bigger than that. It could be like sort of in between the two, like Wolves sort of money. And yeah, hopefully it goes through, and hopefully Newcastle have a better season next season, tie down Rafa Benitez.
Look, what I would like to think is that if the journalists from the Northeast or from the national media, just try and be as brutally honest as you can with the fans, because if the club aren't doing it, try and all sing from the same hymn sheet, because we rely on you just as much as every other fan, and I think that's one thing that we need to get across. But look, if this is the real thing, and it is the Binzaya Group, and it's £350 million, and they say they're as rich as they are, then fantastic, because we can then compete. But one thing I have to reiterate for me is that Rafa Benitez needs to be signed up as soon as possible, regardless of who's in charge. If Mike Ashley's in charge, and they can put a clause in the contract to say that they can change the contract if the new owner comes in, then that's got to be at least a short term.
My heart says yes, my head says no, but I think the reason a lot of people say no is because it's happened before with Staveley and Kenyan. So at the end of the day, what do you think in the comments? I'm sceptical, but I'm sure a lot of people will be.